Welcome to West 56th Street. Week 8 of the NFL season is upon us, and the Indianapolis Colts are among the best teams in football, if not the best team, most clicking team. They're humming right now. That's all you need to know. Even if you don't want to admit to yourself that they are the best team in the National Football League, they're playing like it, and they have the best record in the National Football League. Made a statement last week against the Los Angeles Chargers on the road, winning by 14, scoring 30 for the 5th time in 7 games. Even if you don't want to admit that this is a complete football team with some question marks around the defense, this offense is clicking on all cylinders right now, and that's really what the main theme was here at the Colts complex on Wednesday ahead of Week 8, welcoming the Tennessee Titans to town. Daniel Jones is playing exceptionally well. We know what Jonathan Taylor is doing on this offense. Every pass catcher seemingly is getting involved, and this team just isn't punting much. It's not turning the ball over much. Shane Steichen, everything he's calling seems to be working right now. You're getting Tyler Warren involved, Josh Downs involved. Even though Josh Downs was out, when he's playing, he's involved. Michael Pittman's involved. Alec Pierce is having the best year of his young career. So really good stuff right now from this Colts offense. And a couple more, if you didn't catch our post game on Sunday or our recap on Monday, Jonathan Taylor is having a historic season right now. He has the most touchdowns in team history through 7 games. He passed Joseph Adai. He had 3 more touchdowns on Sunday. That's the 3rd time this season he's done that. The only Colt to have 3 or more games with 3 touchdowns. And he's 3rd all-time in career rushing touchdowns in Colts history. He's only 26. What he's doing is ridiculous. It's really, really impressive, and it just frees everything up. But every Colts offensive player that we talked to here on Wednesday credited the offensive line. They are what makes this offense go. And there was a lot of question marks when Ryan Kelly and Will Fries left for Minnesota, but all they've done is answer the bell week after week after week. Bernard Ryman gets the contract extension in the offseason, or I guess in training camp leading into the season, and he's done nothing but answer the bell. Daniel Jones has all day to throw. Jonathan Taylor has running lanes to open through, and everything is just working together now with this offense. But everyone, including Shane Steichen, agreed it starts up front. So big credit, big ups to this offensive line for the Indianapolis Colts. It's been impressive all season long. So you got the Tennessee Titans, an inferior opponent coming to town on Sunday here in Week 8. They fired their head coach. The Colts handled them easily on the road in Nashville. Week 3 or 4, I want to say that was. It's so long ago. So many wins ago, I should say. But you can't take them lightly. Everyone in that locker room said that, and we'll start with the offense. We've been giving the offense a lot of props, a lot of praise. Heard from Shane Steichen, Daniel Jones, Alec Pierce, Tyler Warren on what's working for this team and what they have to do for that to continue.
Our players give myself and our staff confidence. I keep going back to the preparation, the work ethic, the way those guys are going about their business. They're playing together, and it's about execution and staying on the details. So feel confident in our guys' abilities, but like I said to those guys, we got to go prove it every day, not just on Sundays, but every day we're in this building.
Shane, we've asked you before about the way you guys spread things around. As an offensive guy, would you rather have this diversity or a guy? The Justin Jefferson type guys.
Yeah.
Better than, which do you prefer?
Well, right now I prefer what we're doing. For sure. I think we got multiple guys that have different skill sets, and just trying to put those guys in the best position to go make those plays. And those guys have been such great teammates, selfless. Everyone's cheering each other on and making plays, and it's been good. I mean, it's been spread around pretty good. I thought, so to this point, it might change, but I thought it'd be like, hey, 12 catches for this guy, 1 game, 2. I mean, I feel like everyone's getting 5, 6, 7, and it's been spread around pretty good. So it's been good. And like I said, we just got to keep it going one day at a time.
I think the group does it pretty naturally. Guys are coming in ready to work every week, and I think we have the mindset to improve and to continue to develop as a team. And I think largely that comes from Shane and the coaches. But, all of us in the locker room, have to carry that out and do it week to week. I think guys have done a good job with it.
When you are winning, how do you relationship with Shane and just kind of the heater you guys are on offensively, 30 points in 5 of the 7 games this year?
I think we've got a great relationship. Spent a lot of time together watching film, talking about the game plan, and how he sees it kind of unfolding week to week. So just try to do my part and help execute that. But I think a lot of guys playing well, a lot of guys playing the right way and helping us, playing unselfishly in spots and helping everybody be successful. I think that's kind of what you've seen.
When you are successful, how do you go in that film room and say, okay, we're scoring so many points, but there's still things we can improve on?
I think pretty easily. I think with the group we have and guys understand, the success we've had, I think, in putting up points, but we're also eager to improve and get better, and I think that's just a testament to the character of the guys we have in the locker room. Guys want to get better, they want to improve, and obviously the result's important, but keeping in mind where we're going and where we want to be as a group.
Is it difficult in weeks like this, knowing you guys are heavily favored against a team? I mean, does that change preparation, or do you have to reinforce that, I guess, to these guys?
I don't think so. No, I think all these guys are mature enough and know the nature of the NFL. Everybody's good. Every team's got good players, good coaches, and week in and week out you have to prepare and play well to win. So I think guys understand that and we'll have that mindset throughout the week.
Dan, how incredible is JT's performance?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think just week in and week out to do what he's done has really been fun to watch. And as a quarterback, obviously it's a huge deal and it helps a ton. But he's been really, really impressive game after game, coming up with big runs, coming up with dirty runs that should be 1 or 2 yard runs, and he gets 5 or 6. I think all those plays, really add up, keep us on schedule, help us, maintain our efficiency on offense, and that's a huge, huge deal.
What's the key for you avoiding sacks under pressure, stuff like this?
Well, I think first, the guys up front have done a tremendous job protecting and creating good pockets, and you try to take advantage of that when you have them. So I think that's, first, big credit to those guys. And then just trying to know where the ball is supposed to go and get it out on time. That's my job, and try to prepare for that.
Daniel, you had mentioned post-game on the field, like you felt like this was possible. I guess, when did you think that this type of performance was possible?
I think you never really know for sure, like, in training camp and in the spring, you never really know what you have. But I will say, just getting here and looking around, you're like, wow, there's a lot of really good players, and the system seems to fit, and really smart coaches. And then, I think getting into the first couple weeks of the season, seeing how these coaches game plan, prepare us, how detailed all that has been, and I think gave us a lot of confidence going from there. So still a lot of work to do, I think, and what we can be, but I think we gotta keep doing what we're doing.
Do you guys feel the energy around town right now?
I think, I don't go out a ton, but I think, just going around and people are excited, and we really appreciate the support from the city, and we're excited to get back at home, play another home game.
A lot's been made of your performance specifically this year, but are there any areas you specifically can kind of identify that you've really improved this year?
I don't know if there's 1 or 2 things necessarily that sticks out to me, but I think just trying to be prepared each week to execute and do my part of our offense, and I think, like I said, coaches have prepared us really well. I think we've had great game plans and great, scheme going into the game, and at that point, it's up to us to execute it. And so, offensive line's playing well, the running back's playing really well, receivers are playing well, and just got to do my part.
A couple more.
You don't like to talk about yourself really, but is this most in sync, I guess, you have felt within an offense in your career?
Yeah, I think for sure. I'd definitely say, all around, I feel like I have a good understanding of what Shane wants, what we're trying to do, and then, just being on the same page with these guys.
Daniel, I know wins are fun, and scoring at the rate that you guys are is fun, but results and productivity aside, what is it about this group that allows you guys to genuinely enjoy playing together as much as you are?
Probably just about, I think the type of guys we have in the locker room and personalities. Guys care a lot about football, want to win, want play well together, a bunch of, unselfish guys who really prioritize the team and winning. So it's fun to be a part of a group like that, and yeah, we got to keep it going.
Yeah, you just got to know, like, it's a rivalry. We play this team twice every year, and it'd mean the world for them to knock us off, especially coming here playing at Lucas Oil. So you just got to prepare like it's a really big game, because it is a divisional game. It counts twice. So
When things are going so well and you have to go in the film room, maybe there aren't as many things to pick out, but you still go in there and try to find things like, hey, I should have done this. We can improve upon this.
yeah, for sure. Especially when things are going well, like everyone's feeling good. So it's a good opportunity to kind of nitpick at some things and kind of get on you for little details, because people might not be as as sheltered about stuff. So
What is the biggest contributing factor to things going so well and seamlessly on offense right now? Just communication,
Yeah.
like relationship with Daniel, Shane. Like, what is it? What do you think?
I think we're just really clicking. I think it really starts up front. Like, our O-line's been doing a phenomenal job, and that's having us run the ball well. JT's been doing a great job running the ball too. So I think that's kind of opened up a lot of things for us, and then helped with the passing game. But I think it's a pretty balanced attack, so it's helping out everyone.
Have you ever seen JT perform like this before in your career playing with him?
Yeah. I feel like he's done this like a lot. And a couple of my years early on, he would get banged. He was a little banged up and might have missed some games, but he is consistently, like, I think when he's in the game healthy, like, he was always a guy who's like, you pretty much every other week you're getting 100 plus yards out of him. So.
Do you feel like you're playing the best you've played in your career right now?
I feel like I need to get back to, get to that. But yeah, I think I've been feeling good, like, throughout camp and all that. Just continue to working to be better every single day. And yeah, I think this could be my best year yet. Play my best ball.
You hear about teams sometimes just like, well, this offense, they're just really in sync. They're really on the same page. Is that something real, and can you feel it?
Yeah, for sure. I think we do a really good job from the top down. Coaches communicating what they want from us out of here, like on how to play on this look, and then getting it from the quarterback. Okay, if on this play here, I'm looking for you for this coverage. I want you to kind of throttle in this zone or rip out of it here if it's this type of look. So I think we're all kind of on the same page and communicating well.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Appreciate it.
What has been the reason for just the success you guys are having on that side?
I think our biggest thing is just the amount of guys that can make plays on our offense, and so it gives us a lot of options. Run the ball, pass the ball down. We've been playing great, so I think everybody's been doing their job when it's their time to make plays and stuff.
How much pride do you take in being able to be lined up at like fullback or tight end or wherever they need you, and like you're able to do that with success, like versatility? How much pride do you take in that?
Yeah, I think it's obviously valuable for an offense, but I think that's part of being a good tight end, is being able to do a lot of different things within the offense. So that's kind of part of the position, I feel like.
Do you have a favorite tight end? Do you like it?
No, I just
throwing the ball or anything like that?
whatever they need me to do.
Have you ever been part of an offense that is clicking this well?
No, I guess you don't necessarily realize it as much when you're in it, but then when you do kind of look at it and see how well we've been playing, it is, we're doing a great job. So keeping it consistent week in and week out will be important, and being able to, not plateau and keep getting better each week will be.
How do you guys not get caught up with being the heavy favorites this week against a Titans team that has struggled this season?
I think our team's mentality is going to be the same every week, no matter what the opponent. Also, you're playing an NFL team, so there's not really any bad teams from what I've noticed so far. Right? Everybody's professional, and everybody's really good. So it's a grind each week.
Tyler, just you know the history of the game, and what do you think about the way tight ends have kind of emerged as like these matchup problems and playmakers, and just about every team now?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of another thing to have in your offense. So if you can have tight ends that can win and do stuff in the pass game as well as the run game, it opens up a lot for the offense.
What have you been able to learn from Quentin so far this season, just playing alongside him?
Yeah, I think his consistency in the facility is big, and then also just watching him play, kind of his motor and the way he plays the game, I think is easy to learn from and fun to watch as well.
So obviously good vibes, but really impressed with just how locked in this team is. Not overhyping themselves. I mean, Shane Steichen, it starts with him as far as that goes. Really keeping the main thing when it comes to this Colts team, and primarily this offense. But he's cooking right now as the play caller, and everything this Colts offense is doing is working. So that's great to see. All right, defensively, Obviously, probably the weak point of this team thus far this season, although got a little bit better maybe. It depends on what you're looking at. They got to the quarterback. DeForest Buckner is playing like a madman. 2 sacks on Sunday. Latu finally got home on a sack. You know, defensive backfield-wise, there's been a lot of injuries. You know, Charvarius Ward is on the IR with a concussion. That's you never want to see that, right? Kenny Moore, it was great to see him back on the field. He was making plays for the Colts on Sunday, but it's been kind of a interesting cast of characters in that defensive backfield. Jonathan Edwards getting a lot of tick. You know, it's just not what you want to see as far as personnel out there. They're fighting. Don't get me wrong. They're playing hard. They're fighting, but it's got to get better if you want to go. You know, the goalpost is moving for expectations for this Colts team, and if they want to get to where they want to go, this defense and primarily this defensive backfield needs to play better. But given the adversity they faced, they're keeping their heads above water, and when this offense is playing like it is, you know, it masks a lot of shortcomings, if you will, on the defensive side of the ball. But Justin Herbert threw for a career high on Sunday, 421 yards. You know, that's fresh off Jacoby Brissett throwing for over 300 yards against you. So a lot to be desired, but hopefully trending in the right direction. Zaire Franklin said as much. Jalen Jones' practice window is opened up. We'll get to injuries after you hear from the defense, but we'll see what this defense brings here in Week 8. It certainly is a get-right game with the Tennessee Titans on the docket, but hear what they had to say in the Colts locker room.
You know, I think, you know, we approach it every week the same way. You know, win or lose, you want us to continue to push ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves every single day. Obviously, it was, you know, we had some success. It was great. You know, Big Grove got the pick, Nick got the pick. You know, Latu got the sack, so that was pretty cool. But at the end of the day, there's some things we want to clean up and things we got to continue to grow in. So just going to keep, you know, taking one day at a time and be the best defense we can be today.
It's always tough to face a team twice, especially twice in as early of the season as it will be against Tennessee. They've certainly endured their challenges, but what do you continue to see as some of the strengths in particular that they have on the offensive side to account for?
Well, obviously, you know, it starts with the quarterback. You know, obviously extremely talented. Getting more comfortable in this league, making, you know, some tight window throws that we got to make sure we're ready for. And, you know, their running attack is legit, you know. Got respect for both of their running backs. Have competed against the both of them for some time now. So we got to make sure we got our hands full, make sure we're ready to play on Sunday.
Every week in this league, you'll see a situation where you say, damn, how did this team lose to this team? It happens each and every week because it's the NFL. How do you avoid being that team, especially when it's a division game?
Yeah, I don't really think, you know, I think that's an outside perspective, like outside the NFL. I think the parity in the league is a lot tighter than, you know, I think the average, you know, viewer will really understand. So you got to understand, you know, like, for example, we played, you know, they were down, you know, third, fourth tackle last week, but he's still an NFL player, you know, so he's still going to win. He's still going to make plays. So regardless of what the perception or, you know, how he came in the league, we all were underrated at some point. So everybody's capable. Everybody's, you know, willing to, able to make a play. So we got to make sure you're locked in.
You lock it in because it's division, too. I mean, it's a chance to stack another one, and they all count. They used to say, Dunge used to say, division games count twice.
Division games count double for sure, and we got a test coming in on Sunday, and we got to make sure we're ready for it.
So you guys are one of the top teams in the league when it comes to defensive takeaways. What do you credit that to so far?
I think we've just been taking advantage of our opportunities. You know, I think Coach Lou has done a great job of not only instilling, you know, taking the ball away into our mental mindset, but also, you know, working it in drills. And, you know, we got guys that just been making plays, you know, from Cam, Kenny, Grove, you know, Latu, the D-line leading the team in picks, which is crazy. Yeah, those guys are leading the way, and it's cool to see. So we just got to keep going, keep it rolling.
Is Grove still talking about that interception?
Actually, he not, believe it or not. He had a great weekend. It was his birthday, so shout out to BG. But, yeah, man, I'm just glad that he's getting the love that he deserved. It was a hell of a play, man, one of the all-time plays. And that says a lot coming from Grove because he got a few.
So you're always hyping up your teammates, very vocal leader. How did you kind of find your voice, and when do you know, like, okay, now's the time to be that vocal leader, be them a little more, I don't know, in people's faces about whatever's going on?
I would honestly say that's naturally who I am, you know, just in high school, college. I mean, it's weird to say out loud, but, like, I've pretty much been a captain on almost every single team I've ever been on. And I would say, you know, coming in this locker room after my second year, I kind of felt like I wasn't really being myself, you know. And, you know, I had an opportunity to just, you know, step up, you know, vocally. We had some social justice issues going on, and, you know, I think that kind of helped me find my voice and, you know, just kind of step into who I really am and let my teammates, my coaches, and the team know, like, you know, the type of player that I could be, not only on the field but all in the locker room as well. So.
Jalen's going to be practicing today. How big would it be to get him back out there?
Man, love to see Jay Jones. I saw him in the Walton. I said shout out to my boy Jay. So definitely need him back, man. I know he's been battling just with a bunch of small nagging stuff that just sticks with you. So I know he's been putting that work in, been seeing him putting that work in. Glad he's able to get back to practice today. Hopefully we get him back soon.
Z, this offense is always quick to credit you guys with how good you have been and taking the ball away, putting the offense in good situations to be successful. I've been watching just a little bit on the sidelines. When this defense comes off, yeah, you get to your adjustments, but it seems like everybody on the defensive side is really quick to want to watch this offense. How much fun is it for this defense to watch the production of what those guys are giving you week in and week out?
Man, it's special. You know, I think we got I know it's been said over and over again, but we got an extremely close-knit team. So it's, you know, we watch, and obviously I get my adjustments, but I need to see Alec catch the bomb. You know, I need to see Pitt make the tough catch over the middle. I mean, but even now it's like, you know, watching the mirror take the kick back. You know, it's like we all just rooting for it. I mean, one of my favorite moments from Sunday was when Grove caught the pick. You literally see 50 people come off the sideline and go in the end zone. That just shows you how much everybody loves BG and how much everybody's rooting for each other. So we got a close-knit team, man. Everybody's rooting for everybody, and you know, I think that's helped give us success so far.
I know you don't want to be overly confident, but the success that you guys have had on both sides of the ball, what positive ways can confidence and success help you guys out on the field?
Well, Mike Tyson said success breeds more confidence and confidence breeds more success. So, you know, you just kind of want to keep building on it. Obviously, you want to stay humble. You want to stay hungry, understanding that, you know, I've been in this league long enough to see a lot of 7-1 teams not make the playoffs. But at the same time, just continue to build on it. You know, I think, like I said, Shane's done a great job of just keeping everybody focused one day at a time, 1 week at a time. Just keep that mentality, keep that mindset. And I think if you just keep approaching it 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, at the end of the day, you'll look up and you'll be where you want to be. So.
Oh, man, I'm excited, man, to get back out there with the guys, man, get to play, you know, football, the game that I love. So it's very exciting.
Does it add to the excitement knowing what this defense has been able to do so far?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Just seeing the guys run around, fly around, play physical, man, I mean, that's the best thing ever, so I can't wait to be a part of that.
Do you think you'll practice today, or what's your status for like this?
Definitely, I'm practicing today.
Okay.
How long do you think you'll need to kind of ramp up?
You know, we're taking a day-by-day process, so, you know, we'll see.
Have you ever had like hamstring issues, or is this just kind of a new thing?
It's kind of sort of a new thing. I had a little minor hamstring in college, but usually I never have no problem, so.
So to clarify, did you re-injure the hamstring that you had kind of messed up in training camp?
Yes.
And then I guess, what's it like just trying to be patient with yourself when you want to ball?
Definitely, man. You know, it's hard just because you want to be out there, but definitely taking the right steps, you know, getting those soft tissue injuries back right, just taking the right steps.
When you are back in, like, yourself, how much do you think you can help this defense?
You know, I just want to contribute, man, just be a part of the guys, man, and go out there and fly around with them, so.
In your head, how long do you think, or are you trying not to put a timetable on it?
Right now, just taking a, you know, day-by-day protocol, so.
How have you seen this defensive backfield battle through injuries, adversity?
Oh man, just having the next man up mentality, man, and you know, staying together as a group, man, and you know, like I said, being each other's corner. So.
When you see a team stacking wins and you realize how well things are going and say, hey, we can be even better and when I do my part, what kind of excitement level is that?
You know, it's exciting, but, you know, I just want to be there and, you know, just play my role and, you know, be there for the team. So.
What have you seen out of the confidence that has started to build? I know you haven't been able to be on the field, but the way in which you've been able to maybe take a different role or take a different view of this team, what have you noticed as these wins and these numbers have started to pile up?
Oh, man, just, you know, staying grounded, man, staying the same team that we were coming in and taking a day-by-day process, man, just keep growing as a team and keep getting better. So
Joe, when you're going through this process, how do you, I don't know, find some peace when you want to play? So who did you lean on? What are you doing to try to keep your head
man,
straight?
just lean on the guys, man, lean on the coaches, man, you know, lean on the training staff, everybody in the building, and, you know, just, you know, helping me every day, you know, get back over this, you know, overcoming this thing. So.
How do you compare what you're asked to do in this defense as an outside corner versus Gus?
I'm about to say, you know, it's some ways it could be the same, but definitely, you know, different, you know, just different styles of defense. You know, definitely playing aggressive, using my length to my advantage, so.
I know they would like to get back into more man coverage.
All right, so we'll see if the Colts can get to 7-1 here in Week 8, hosting the Tennessee Titans. Above average chance to do so, I would say so. 2 touchdown favorites according to Vegas. That is humongous in the National Football League. So see if the Colts can block that noise out and get it done on Sunday. I suspect they will. Injury updates. Samson Ebukam, week to week, Shane Steichen said, so probably not going to go this week. Tyquan Lewis, day to day. Josh Downs, still in concussion protocol, did practice here on Wednesday. Ashton Dulin, also practice on Wednesday, so that's good. Jalen Jones, cornerback, practice window is opened up, 21-day window, so he did practice on Wednesday, said he's feeling good. That would be huge if he can get back for this Colts team who is so depleted at cornerback and just in the defensive backfield in general. That would be a huge, huge sign for this defense. Needs all the good feelings and positive things to happen to them that they can get. They've been fighting. We'll see if they can get it done over the Titans here on Sunday. Week 8, we'll see if the Colts can do it. Get to 7-1. They're 6-1 right now, best record in the National Football League, and I think people around town certainly, but nationally are finally starting to view this team as for real. And we'll see if they can, with those heightened expectations, can keep this thing going. Feels good to play the Titans when people are finally starting to recognize it. We'll see if they can keep it going. But keep it locked on Channel 13 on air, and of course on WTHR Plus for all your Indianapolis Colts coverage. For now, here at the Colts Complex, I'm Dominic Miranda, 13 Sports.